Kofax enables carriers to drive better business decisions faster, and we do this with customer-driven processes. We leverage touchless processing and automated information distribution. So unlike EMC Captiva, IBM DataCap, or your department-level scanning products, our enterprise solutions are proven, scalable, robust. We support a wide variety of content types, and they can come in from any communications channel, and they are capable of integrating with your existing insurance platforms, processes, and systems. This is the only business that Kofax is in, building these solutions. This is who Kofax is, the leading provider of smart process applications that simplify the business-critical first mile of information-intensive customer interactions. Now, I know many of you on the call are already Kofax customers, but briefly, we're based here in Irvine, California. We've been doing this for over 25 years, so we have over 20,000 customers, and so we understand what best practices are all about. And we're able to deliver these solutions with the support of over 800 channel partners. We're very well known in the industry. This has been validated by the industry experts and analysts such as Gartner and Forrester Group. So in the multi-channel capture space, we're not only the leader or ahead of the visionaries, but we're literally off the charts. And additionally, we're a leader in dynamic case management, smart process applications, and business process management. And we continue to listen to our customers and enhance our systems to meet the needs. If you visit our website, Kofax.com, you'll be able to look at the case studies and go to the verticals of insurance and financial services, and you'll find a lot of the customers that are already using these solutions and have already defined best practices. So I'm going to explain exactly what it is that we're going to be seeing today. What Kofax does is provide the essential link between systems of engagement to systems of record. So your systems of record are your ERP systems, ECM, CRM, your SharePoint systems. You've probably invested heavily in these and you have them working to the best of their abilities. And then you have your systems of engagement. This is how your customers engage with your organization. Now this can be a face-to-face engagement of walking into a branch office at a brick and mortar shop. It can be your web presence, your demand generation, or certainly the touch points of your claims processing. Whenever you are able to automate these processes by utilizing your multifunction devices, your scanners, this is how you bring content into your systems. We have taken out any worry of that because you can use your electronic capture. It can be an email and the attachments. It can be through a web portal, or moving it to the point of origination. It can be with a mobile device. And what we're doing is capturing this information. We're classifying that content, separating it, validating it against your systems and perfecting it, and then delivering it to your systems of record. Through our business process management capabilities, we're automating the downstream processes that are typically handled by knowledge workers. And by doing this, now you're able to be more responsive to your customers, you're able to gain competitive advantage, better your service level agreements, all by reducing the cost of doing so. So Kofax provides the essential link between systems of engagement and systems of record. You're going to be able to leverage your existing Microsoft investments. So if you're already using SharePoint or Azure or want to look into these technologies and platforms, we're the experts to help you do that. Kofax Total Agility is integrated out of the box to help you leverage these investments. Just a note about SharePoint. We're a global ISV, and we're also a business-critical SharePoint leader. Now, the concept is that almost everyone has SharePoint in some capacity, maybe just using it as a repository or a collaboration site. And what we're recommending is that you actually surface your content in SharePoint. So you can look to Kofax and our partners to help you manage this information better and offer your knowledge workers the SharePoint capabilities that they're already used to. So I'm going to set this demonstration up and we're going to kick right over to it since we're limited on time. We have a burglary situation. Sharon Tate's home has been broken into, and I don't know if any of you have actually been burglarized. I have. And what can happen is the insurance carrier can become your best friend or your worst enemy because it's a very emotional time. So Sharon Tate had her front door broken in, and she had a watch and a bag of golf clubs stolen. So this is how she's going to interact with the insurance company. The more responsive the insurance company can be, the happier Lucy Tate's going to be. So what you're going to see is that we're going to look at the call center agent on the first interaction with Lucy Tate. We're going to work with the claims handler. His name in this scenario is Michael Sweeney. And we're going to actually take it all the way through the loss adjuster that has to go out and validate that claim. And then we're going to assign the work to be done. And then we're going to take it all the way through accounts payable to make sure that Lucy Tate gets her check. So a couple of things to look out for that are kind of pretty cool. Mobile capture. So this isn't just taking a picture of a trailing document and sending that big fat file across your data plan. Remember when I said that we capture, classify, perfect, validate against your databases, and send it off to your systems of record? We actually start that process at point of origination with mobile capture, so you'll see us do that. Kofax has acquired companies along the way to make these business solutions very strong based on our customer needs. We recently made an acquisition of a company called Kapow. Now, initially, I thought this was, most excellent because it was data integration. So when I talk about surfacing content into SharePoint, this was a great buy for us. But additionally, there's something called a synthetic API. And what you'll see here is, have you ever thought about how does an insurance company determine what cash value there is for these items stolen? Well, that might be easy to do on a Rolex. You can go out to Amazon or eBay and see what the value is. But whenever you talk about a bag of golf clubs, think about the manual process involved in understanding what each driver or wood or putter, what the market value and cash value is. Through these synthetic APIs, we've even automated that process. So think about dynamic case management that's part of our solution. If your processes are unpredictable, loosely structured, and subject to change, which most processes are, we're even able to automate those. So we're going to get started with the demo, and we're going to kick it over to Tetsuya, and we'll be able to announce the roles as we move along. Okay, so Lucy Tate is called in. She's reached the call center. So this is her first interaction with the ABC Insurance Company.
Okay.
And we're starting in Dynamic CRM with the call center agent. And the call center agent is opening up the record and recording the appropriate information.
So it's created in the CRM system, which initiates the case within the total agility. I move into a smartphone. So the Lucy Tate has this smartphone waiting for any notification from ABC Global Insurance. The system generates email, send it to Lucy Tate.
With mobile capture, we've determined that everyone has a scanner in their pocket, and this is the way that most customers like to interact. If they can move this process along automatically by using the device that they carry on them every day, that's true point of origination. So that email is going to be hitting Lucy's smartphone, and she'll be able to initiate the next step in the process automatically.
So this is saying the policy has been received, and we initiated the case, and somebody, the Michael Sweeney, will contact Lucy Tate within 14 business days.
Okay, so that's the customer responsiveness piece that we were talking about, just letting the customer know that we're on it.
The second email is about trading documents. And this email is asking for the police report and the personal property claim list and theft affidavit. Those are the documents that requires for validating this case. So if Lucy Tate has those documents, she can send it via regular email, regular mail, or utilizing mobile application within the smartphone. Opens up a Kofax mobile capture app.
So remember that I mentioned that this is not just taking a picture and sending it across your data plan. Whenever I said classify, validate, or separate the document, validate the information against your databases, extract that, and kick off the next piece of the process, that's what's happening here.
So notice that the background of the police report has been removed, and the highlighted area has been cleaned up, and created this binarized image, black and white, and we can submit it to the system. And the file size is 49 kilobytes, so it's very small, doesn't impact your data plan. Moving to another submission.
So no longer is Lucy having to get a paper document, put it in the mail, and wait for a response. She's just able to use her smartphone and complete the process.
So notice my hand was shaking, but the device waited until the device gets stable and then capture the image. It's going to auto-orientate the direction of the document and then binarize it. It's all running on the device. Let me do it one more time. It wasn't really a good image. My hand is shaking too much. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's good coffee.
So information is readable, pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead to send it back to the system. And what the system is going to do is extracting the content and use that data for downstream process. The file size was 28K. Good. Okay, now going back to ABC Global Insurance, the claim handler. So claim handler has to validate the claim. Let me open it up. So the claim handler has to go through a series of checkpoints. He has to check the claim history. If there is any funny activities in the past, is she claiming too many times within a year? If she's questionable, then we can open up the ad hoc process within the case to investigate the fraud. If there is no questionable history, the system generates a couple of documents, policy document, claim summary, and send it to a customer or within the system, and then waiting for photographic evidence, loss adjuster report. And these are documents created since this case was initiated. Police report has been captured within the SharePoint. Along with some of the data extracted from the content. Also, we have a claim list. With extracted information of the stolen items. So it looks good. I'm going to approve this claim. Valid policy, everything good, complete. Now I have to select the loss adjuster who's in the field go to the claimant site and do the investigation for further investigation if this claim is truly valid. In order to select available field loss adjuster, we can utilize link. And I see anybody available.
And I'm playing the loss adjuster today, so I'm on my Surface tablet out in the field, and I've accepted that call. Well, hello, Michael Sweeney.
Hello, loss adjuster. Are you available for tomorrow for site visit at 2 p.m.?
2 p.m. I am indeed. I'll take it.
Thank you. So I selected that loss adjuster, sending to the claimant's premise. And the loss adjuster will receive two emails. One is the loss adjuster report. She has to investigate the site, and then she has to write up the report, send it back to the system, whether that this claim is valid or not.
Okay, and I should be receiving those emails shortly. And I'm syncing.
So the first email is having an attachment of the Word file. The loss adjuster who is in the field has a Surface device, and she or he can receive the email, open up the attachment, and write up the report.
And I see that it's good, so I'm going to put valid.
You can just save it and going back to the mail, we can send that back to the system.
And I've got the link where I don't have to give it too much thought. It's pretty, it tells me exactly what to do. So I add that attachment of the report and send that off.
And the second email is about the photographic evidence, that the photographic evidence of the maybe a broken entrance door, maybe a broken locks.
And in this case, what we're doing is attaching a picture of this door.
So the theft broke the glass door and then entered into the premise and installed the Rolex watch and then a golf bag. Oh, it's sensitive, so. Is that okay?
I'm holding on to it. Can you see? And I can complete.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Okay, so with the Surface device, the loss adjuster in the field wrote up the loss adjuster report, sent it back to the system, and also capture the photographic evidence of the broken entrance door. Now back at the ABC Global Insurance, we are going to allocate the repairs. We have a few authorized repair contractors. Depends on the location, depends on what kind of a service we are needing to request. For this case, we're going to choose the school builders. So the repair contractor was selected, and he the company is going to visit the claimant premise and then repair the front door. Let me go back to Lucy Tate. So Lucy Tate received this email from ABC Global Insurance Company and has attachment and letting her know that School Builders, the authorized repair contractor, is on its way.
A lot of times in these situations, the claimant is just wanting to know what's going on. So by staying up to date in the process, they feel very confident with the way the claim's coming through.
And also, I'm going to the email. This email will be sent out to authorized contractor, School Builders. So after the repair job is completed, the ABC Global Insurance, we need the actual invoice. Normally, the actual invoice will be sent via regular mail to ABC Global Insurance and it may be captured, scanned at the central location. But with this, this is the same email, has a link. If you click on the link, it's going to open ABC Global Insurance web portal. So the authorized repair contractor logs in. And we have a Fujitsu 6140 scanner connected to this PC. We can scan an invoice.
So now not just the claimant is happy with this process, but the contractors that work with the insurance company are happy because they're going to get paid quicker.
And we can just submit it. So now back at ABC Global Insurance, the invoice has been submitted to the system, and we need to validate that the information
And that validation happens with the Kofax transformation module.
So this one, let me open it up.
Remember, we've automated this process, so now all we're doing are validating exceptions.
So we extracted the information off of the invoice, and we have the vendor's information along with the vendor's ID. And then we have an invoice number. We have a PO number. We have subtotal, tax, shipping, and total. And the field missing was invoice date, which was right here. So we intentionally made this tricky invoice. The invoice number has been struck out, and the invoice date is missing the invoice. So the system has to learn about this document. Once we teach the system software where the information should be, for the second time, system sees the same document, automatically finds that information. And notice this one is month-20-13, but the database requires different format. Once we accept this, it's going to convert it into a right format and send it back to the system.
So the system is always learning and getting smarter so that you only have to make these exception corrections one time.
So now going back to ABC Global Insurance, validate, submitted. Okay, account payable is going to be the next step. So account payable has to approve the invoice which has been submitted to the system. The invoice that we just submitted exists in the SharePoint.
We can start to see how regulatory compliance plays a role here. Everything is in the security of the computer systems, and at any time, if you're audited, you'll be able to follow the trail.
All the extracted information is within the SharePoint. So the account payable person, she can look at the invoice, and also the service order can be looked up within the system. So this was the original service order initiated the request for the service, and this was after the service has been provided. And if the numbers are matching, the account payable can approve this invoice. Also, the claim list, you can view from this. The claim list has the lost items and then the signature. And above is that the information, content information extracted off of the image. Those are the items that the insurance company has to research for the market value, and then they have to subtract the depreciation of the item, and then they have to come up with the cash value today. We can utilize the Kapal. If we start that software, this is real time. It's going external sites. For this case, going out to eBay and looking up Rolex watch, putter, driver, iron set, taking top 5 items, and then calculate the average price minus depreciation, and then it's going to calculate the today's cash value, so that the insurance company can generate this report, send it to the customer along with the check.
So what was formerly hours and hours of research to understand what the cash value is now part of that automated process.
I think before the internet time, the insurance company had some kind of a book which can be updated every month or every 6 months. But these are the real information coming from outside. So we have a Rolex watch, putter, driver, iron set. Now let's go see each individual information. So stated price was $78.50, the Lucy claimed, and the purchase date was 2 years ago. And today's average market price of the date of the loss, $93.57, and depreciation was 0.8 times 2 years for, 0.64. Actual cash value today, $59.88, will be paid back to Lucy Kate. Each item automatically does the calculation. After this process, all the information can be sent out to AX, Dynamics AX, and then it creates the checks and then pay back the taking care of the business, closing the case. Now going back to Lucy Tate.
So we're back to the claimant on her smartphone, keeping her apprised of the status of her claim.
So Lucy Tate will be informed that the policy has been processed, completed, and all repairs has been carried out. And the most beautiful thing is that she will receive a check within 5 business days. This whole process can be taking more than 1 month or 2 months, but the whole thing with this process, we think we can complete that end to end within 2 weeks.
If you want to flip back to the presentation slides, I'll make some closing remarks. So you've seen it in action here. You've seen how we utilize the Microsoft platform and applications to leverage that investment, how we're using Kofax Total Agility to automate those downstream processes. And the biggest factor here is, your return on investment is typically under a year, and you can see that it's by automating the processes that knowledge workers typically have to handle through manual processes. So our customers have been able to realize time savings. As Tetsuya mentioned, this process in the past has taken months, and now we can accomplish the same task in a matter of weeks. So think about the improved customer service that you have across your channels, not just to your customers, but to your partners, your loss adjusters, the people doing work for your company. They're going to get paid quicker, and they're also your customer. So your selling cycles are faster. Whether you cut that check to Lucy Tate as quickly as it comes in, or whether you're able to use that capital internally, the choice is yours, because now you're working faster and better to make these business decisions. And also, we mentioned regulatory compliance. Since everything is within the system, you're able to go back and see how this progressed and deliver that auditable information to anyone who needs it. So we've increased our productivity from 20 to 90%. You'll be able to find case studies on Kofax.com and see what the best practices have been. Dramatic cost savings, and again, a return on investment within a year. So that's the conclusion of our demonstration, and I encourage you to visit Kofax.com. You can certainly email me directly if you have any questions or want to speak to one of our account executives to discuss your business processes. That's sabrina.stratford@kofax.com. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.